Have you ever walked away from a conversation and thought, why did I say that? Or maybe someone made you feel guilty, happy, anxious, even ashamed, and you couldn't explain why. You were fine just minutes earlier. What changed? What changed was your emotional state. Someone, maybe even without knowing, shifted it. They bypassed logic, skipped facts, and went straight to your feelings. That's emotional manipulation. Now, the word manipulation has a dark edge to it, and I get it, but here's the truth. Manipulation simply means skillful handling. A pianist manipulates keys, a sculptor manipulates clay. When it comes to emotions, manipulation is the ability to influence how someone feels. Whether that's ethical or not depends entirely on your intent. Today, I'm not here to preach right or wrong. I'm here to show you what's real. I'll walk you through how emotional manipulation works, how it affects relationships, politics, sales, love, everything. I'll teach you how to spot it, how to use it, and most importantly, how to protect yourself from it. Let's begin with the basics. Emotions drive action. That's why people spend money they don't have, chase people who hurt them, follow leaders who lie to them, or defend beliefs that make no logical sense. Logic explains, but emotion commands. And if you understand what commands the human heart, you understand the human. There are 3 primary levers of emotional manipulation. Think of them like the pedals of a piano: attention, association, and anticipation. Let's start with attention. Where attention goes, emotion flows. You can't feel afraid of something you're not thinking about. You can't feel love for someone who's not on your mind. So if I can control where your attention goes, I control your emotional landscape. That's why distraction is a powerful manipulative tool. Politicians often use crisis to redirect public focus. In relationships, an abuser might bring up an unrelated issue to steer attention away from their own behavior. Even in day-to-day interactions, shifting attention can change everything. If you highlight someone's flaws over and over, guess what happens? They feel insecure. If you highlight their strengths, they feel empowered. Emotional states change based on what is spotlighted. Association. The brain is a machine of pattern recognition. We link smells, sounds, faces, words with feelings. Emotional manipulation leverages this. Let's say every time I give you advice, I also make you feel safe. Over time, your brain begins to associate my presence with comfort. That means even if my advice is wrong, you're more likely to trust it, not because it's good, but because it feels right. On the flip side, negative association is just as powerful. If someone constantly puts you down, humiliates you, or makes you feel small, you may begin to associate yourself with those emotions. That's internalized manipulation. It eats away at self-worth. Marketers do this all the time. They pair products with joy, freedom, love, desire. So you aren't buying the product, you're buying the emotion associated with it. Now you are ready to navigate anticipation. This one is subtle, but it's everywhere. Humans are emotional predictors. If I think something bad is going to happen, my body reacts before it happens. If I expect pleasure, I feel excited before it even arrives. Manipulators create anticipation to hook you. The suspense of what might happen is often more powerful than the event itself. Think about gambling. You pull the lever, heart pounding, even though odds are stacked against you. That moment of suspense, that's anticipation. Romantic manipulators use it too. They give affection, then suddenly withdraw. You start to crave that next moment of warmth, unsure of when it'll return. It becomes a cycle of reward and deprivation. Your emotional system is now dancing to someone else's rhythm. So how do these levers become techniques? Emotional echo. People want to feel understood more than they want to be agreed with. If someone says, "I'm overwhelmed," don't respond with logic. Respond with emotional resonance. It feels like everything's piling up and there's no space to breathe, right? That's emotional echo. You're not just repeating words, you're mirroring feelings. And when someone feels seen, their defenses drop. Influence flows naturally after that. The mirror slide. Start by reflecting someone's emotional state, then shift it gently. For example, "I can feel your frustration, and you're right to feel that way." But maybe there's another angle we haven't looked at yet. This disarms without denying. It creates the illusion of agreement while leading toward your desired direction. Therapists, negotiators, even hostage negotiators use this. Framing with false choice. Offer two options that both benefit you. Would you prefer to talk now or after you've calmed down? Either choice implies they will talk, and you remain in control of the timing. Parents use this with children. Leaders use it in boardrooms. It reduces resistance and maintains emotional momentum. Scarcity and urgency. When something feels rare, it becomes emotionally valuable. If I say you have 5 minutes to decide, your heart races. Time pressure forces emotion to override logic. This is used in sales, in dating, in manipulative friendships. I won't wait forever. Guilt loops. If someone consistently makes you feel like your boundaries hurt them, that's guilt-based manipulation. After all I did for you, this is how you treat me. It works by creating emotional debt. You end up doing things out of guilt instead of desire. That's not connection, that's control. Withholding and reward, affection, praise, kindness. These become tools when they are given and taken unpredictably. This is emotional conditioning. Over time, you begin to crave approval from someone who intermittently withholds it. This reinforces dependence. Let's pause here. Because while these techniques are fascinating, they can also be dangerous. Used with awareness, they can heal, guide, connect. Used unconsciously or maliciously, they can destroy self-esteem, relationships, even identity. So let's shift gears. How do you defend yourself against emotional manipulation? The first step is awareness. Most people get manipulated because they don't realize it's happening. They just feel confused, guilty, anxious, or small, and they can't explain why. When you feel those things, ask, is this mine or was it planted there? Second, create emotional space. Don't respond immediately. Pause, even a few seconds can break a manipulative rhythm. Third, name the pattern. It feels like you're trying to make me feel bad for saying no. Saying it out loud disrupts the emotional frame. Fourth, reframe the conversation. I'm not comfortable with that, or let's stick to the issue, not personal attacks. Take back control of the tone and direction. And finally, remember this. No one has the right to control your emotional state without your permission. Influence is inevitable. Manipulation is optional. So should you use these techniques? Yes, but with care. Use them to teach, to calm, to inspire, to connect. Use them to defend. Use them to lead ethically. But never use them to belittle, to dominate, or to deceive. You can become someone who feels deeply and thinks clearly. That's not weakness, that's power. This isn't just about manipulation. It's about mastery, of emotion, of interaction, of self. And that's what GrowthEra is here for. To help you see what others miss, to sharpen your awareness, to strengthen your mind. If this has helped you, share it. If you want more, subscribe. You're not just watching a channel, you're entering your own era of growth. Let the world play its games. You'll know the rules, and soon, you'll write your own.